YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back with my rookie rankings heading into week 2 of the NFL season. So this is the first of the rankings in season. So based on how they play each week, we'll see new guys enter the list when we update these. Some guys drop out. So we'll see how it starts, which 10 guys start and where they are ranked. Some good performances last week. So excited about these every week. You see our schedule on the bottom left. All that week 2 content already out. Score predictions, bets, straight up picks with the other guys, power rankings, all of it already out. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. Like, subscribe to notifications on. Follow us on Twitter, live analysis during NFL games, and a lot more. Twitter subs get that extra content that's listed below me. And then our sponsors, Liquid IV GLD Shop, rocking the Eagles chain from the GLD Shop. Code GOAT on both those sites. Giveaway, links pinned in the comments for GLD Shop. You'll get an NFL pennant like this if you're choosing and a chain. So pretty cool. Picks League, anything like that, links pinned in the comments. Go on the rookie rankings. I'd say after 1 week, there's 5 guys, a top 5. You can argue any of them for number 1. So that's interesting that we got 5 of them. But starting off at number 10, you see some just missed guys below number 10. But focusing on the top 10 here, Brian Branch comes in at 10, who had a touchdown in his first game for the Detroit Lions against the Chiefs. Was a game-changing moment, was a huge moment in that game. And you could say, yeah, maybe there wasn't a whole lot else from Brian Branch in that game besides that, and he was a little fortunate to catch that ball and bring it back for a touchdown. Maybe a little bit. Maybe that's accurate, but he made a good play, not just catching the ball on that play, and he was deserving of making a play because he actually left his coverage, his man, because he recognized what was happening against a very good offense before it was happening, so he's kind of helping out there. So number 10, Brian Branch with a game-changing play. Keon White, number 9, and if you saw the basic stats, you're probably confused on why he's in the top 10, but if you watched him, he had a pretty damn good game against a good offensive line, the Philadelphia Eagles. He was creating pressure. He was collapsed. Main thing, he was collapsing the pocket quite a bit. The strength and the explosiveness really showing. And it's a guy that you can move around a bit. Bill Belichick's going to have a lot of fun with him. He landed in the perfect spot. I mean, the absolutely perfect spot there. So he was impressive. The stats really won't show. The basic stats won't show up too strong there at all, but he played a really good game, was a factor, collapsing the pocket, and maybe making things a little tougher for Jalen Hurts. Jordan Addison at number 8, the Vikings receiver, had a touchdown. He had a deep touchdown. He got that separation. He recognized the coverage and got open, so that was great. He had a few more catches other than that, but thought he would get more separation in general. If I had to nitpick what could have ranked him higher, maybe didn't really have to be involved more necessarily, but I would have thought a little bit more separation, kind of like that. He didn't need to get deep separation and score every play, but I thought if he could have separated a little more like I expect him to, then he would have caught more balls. Maybe they could have won the game if that was the case. Not that it's on him. He played a good game for a rookie, so I didn't mean it that way. But, good job on that touchdown. We see he's an explosive receiver, so good start. Starting inside the top 10, coming in at number 8. So then on to the next group of guys. Jahmyr Gibbs comes in at 7. Another guy where the stats may not show like crazy production. Yeah, he got involved in running the ball, catching the ball. Montgomery got more action than him. But yeah, the stats won't show crazy production, but he was more of a factor. And either the production was there anyways because he was involved, again, running game, passing game. But I thought he was more of an impact, more of a factor than the stats may show. Even if you watch this game, maybe you have to think back to what happened. I thought there was some key plays where he broke that extra tackle or extra couple tackles in a play or ran by that extra defender, moved the sticks, got those extra yards, continuing running clock when they were winning and trying to ice the game. There was some key moments for him. Like, he didn't have a list of touches, but a long list, I should say. But when he did, I thought it was more impactful than you realize, like in terms of icing that game, continuing drives earlier in the game. So he was a factor, and he looked really good. He looks faster. I mean, he was already lightning fast, but he looked even faster. But what I loved is that he was bouncing off defenders. Like, that really wasn't his game before. I mean, he had a little bit of it, but that was awesome to see. So I'm hoping to see more. I think we will see more and more of him. Montgomery looked pretty good, though, as well. But Gibbs, I thought, and Branch had that interception for a touchdown. That was an impact play, a game-changing play. Without that, do they win? I thought Gibbs was more involved throughout the course of the game, but actually had these impact, like, kind of goes unnoticed a little bit. Christian Gonzalez at 6, so we see 2 Lions and we see 2 Patriots. I thought Gonzalez was everywhere. He was locked up in coverage. He made some plays on the ball. He had a big pass deflection that was crucial, getting the offense back on the field. in a crucial moment. He had a sack. We see not too many rookies got sacks this week. Even the good ones got pressure, but they couldn't get a sack. He got a sack on a blitz. So it's good to see. He's like a lengthy, athletic, lockdown corner that can play man and zone, and you see him getting after the quarterback too. So he actually be a blitz factor in this Belichick defense. It's awesome to see. So I thought Gonzalez was everywhere. He's the corner that we thought he was. And he can get even better. He gave up maybe a few catches there. He can get even better. Puka Nacua had a monster game. Was kind of unexpected, but Cooper Kupp out. Will it be the same when Cooper Kupp is back? We're kind of waiting to see. It's a big question. Like, can they use both? I'm sure they can. But he was Stafford's number one target. He was the best receiver for the Rams pretty easily. Van Jefferson was disappointing when he dropped the big ball there, but Nacua was getting open, getting separation down the field. Like, he seems like a perfect fit with Matthew Stafford. He was super productive, as productive as any rookie. So like I said in the beginning of this video, the top 5, you could argue, pretty much anybody. I thought McVay did a good job scheming things open for that offense in general, but scheming him open, and Stafford was kind of just pitch and catch at that point. But a lot of credit to Nacua on a fantastic outing. Was kind of unexpected. But yeah, it's a guy that I hate putting at 5, because you can argue the top 5 guys, you had to pick one guy at 1, one guy 2, 3, 4, 5, because they're all deserving of like the 1 or 2 spot. So it was tough, but he was extremely, if you're talking about like who's the most impressive, not like maybe not the best, but him, because maybe you weren't expecting it, and the top 4 guys aren't really surprises at all, to be honest. Jalen Carter comes in at number 4. He got crazy pressure, maybe led rookies in pressure, was did a good job disrupting, collapsing the pocket from the inside. I think these will turn into more production, more sex. You wish there was a little more production, but was fantastic. The amount of pressures and the disruptive player that he was, he's deserving of being number 1 as well. Will Anderson, number 3. Yeah, he got a sack. He was racking up the pressure. I thought he was pretty good in run support as well. Staying, keeping contain, setting the edge. Those are little things that probably won't, show up in the box score a whole lot. Against Lamar Jackson, doing that. So I actually thought he did a really good job. There's more to playing the edge position than just getting after the quarterback. And he got after the quarterback. He's got the pressures. He's got the sack to go along with it. And I thought he did a good job setting the edge as well. So again, another guy that feels like 1. I was back and forth between him and Bijan. 2 and 3. I was so bad, and again, I can argue with those guys 1, but I was so back and forth with that. And even Carter's in that conversation. Bijan, he had production as a runner and as a pass catcher. That was key. His touchdown was, on a screen pass, making guys miss. That was fantastic. He didn't get a lot of carries, but he is such a threat. Every time he touches the ball, he had the production, even on, a limited amount of carries. He thought he would get a little bit more. I think he will get more, but he was such a threat, such an impact player. And I think this was kind of a deciding factor. I thought he actually is an impact player if he's not on the field. And that might sound confusing, but I think when you have a guy this good of a running back and runner and pass catcher at the running back position, or you can even line him up out wide, when he's not on the field and Algier is, and we can see both those guys obviously, which is a beautiful thing. But when Algier is, teams are maybe thinking in the back of their minds, and the players are thinking, well, the biggest threat is off the field. We don't have to worry about him running the ball, catching the ball. Are they going to try to take a shot maybe downfield? It makes you actually think. It makes you think when he's on the field. I think it makes you think when he's off the field, because what's going to happen. I think that opened up things for Algier a little bit. It's just maybe a bold take on that thing, but I thought he's a factor when he's on the field, off the field. I think he's a factor in the run game that he is, run game, the pass game. He's electrifying. He's an impact player. Can hit that home run at any time. He had a couple good runs, but one really big run that set the Falcons up too. So big time factor. And he was my projected rookie of the year, so we can see him around this range. We expect it. He can be 1 all year, and he could be 1 right now. It's tough, not putting him or Will Anderson or even Jalen Carter or Nacua at number 1, because again, the top 5 guys are all deserving. It's like 1A, 1B, C, D. But Zay Flowers was fantastic in his rookie debut, and super productive. You can make a highlight tape out of one game, his first game, making people miss, juking guys out of their jock straps. Pretty strong too. I think brushing off some tackles, making guys fight a little more. He's fighting for extra yards. Fantastic. And there is, you take a look at it, like a lot of his plays were underneath, screen pass, behind, on, just past the line of scrimmage, basically, with some of these plays. So, sometimes those guys, once teams game plan for it, do they continue to be productive when they have to work downfield? So maybe that's a little bit of a question for some people, but I saw good things a little bit further downfield than that, even when he wasn't getting the ball, and he's just such a threat to really stretch out the field, and it's so perfect for not only Todd Monken offense, but Lamar Jackson offense, and he's just so electrifying, can hit you at any time, and again, he was insanely productive. He was arguably the best player on the field. Like, if you look at both those offenses, maybe the best player on the field. I'm trying to think defensive-wise, maybe Roquan Smith was the best player on the field in that game, but Zay Flowers is right there. As a rookie in his first game, the guy that had some drops in college, even though he was great, and he came out here, no nerves, just executed, and was just the game wasn't too fast for him, and we're not really talking about speed. Sometimes the game's a little too fast, and these guys, when they come in, like, he was the fastest guy out there. He's the quickest guy out there. Again, playing tough, strong, fast, making people miss. So it was very, very fun to watch. It's just such a perfect fit, and it's a guy that can do so many things. And again, I think stretches the field horizontally and vertically, if that makes sense too. So again, but Zay Flowers won for now. It's only one game. We're going to update these throughout the year. At the end, I have a bigger ranking, bigger video on how these guys finished. But once again, Zay Flowers, Bijan Robinson, Will Anderson, Jalen Carter, Puka Nacua, all could be argued for number one. I think the top three, I really argue with myself for number one. The guys who I have at top three, and then 4 or 5 feel like number two guys. So that's that's how good these guys played. I love that the 2 Patriots made it. They look good. The 2 Lions guys look great. Jordan Addison got on the board with a touchdown. Some other guys, I thought Skoronski was pretty solid. Musgrave was pretty solid for, not tight ends weren't too good in general, actually, not just rookies, but in general through week 1. And I thought Musgrave did a good job for the Packers. Richardson was pretty solid. Could do a little better through the air, but honestly, could have predicted worse through the air, and he did a good job running. And Stroud need more explosiveness, like explosive plays, need more points. But I thought he did pretty good. I thought he was pretty accurate. The timing on throws was pretty good. The way he played, I thought, was a little more points. And those just missed guys aren't in order. I think Stroud would probably be the next guy up. Rashee Rice is another guy you can list. He scored a touchdown and could be the Chiefs' best receiver when it's all said and done. You can just keep listing off guys here. But these are the guys that really stood out, and with 1 week of play, it's kind of hard to split them up, in a ranking thing like this. But this is what I got, and they'll continue to build up their resumes, and we'll see how these change throughout the year. I'm excited for new surprising guys. Like the first week at Puka, we didn't think he would be in there. So Keon White's not super surprising, but he makes an appearance there. So the rest of the guys really aren't surprising at all. But yeah, literally at all, because they're kind of what we expected. So things sort of going as planned, but it's only been 1 week. So I'm excited about this going forward. You can see I'm excited. And I'm excited for all of our content every single week, our picks and more, all kinds of videos. The playlist full of the week 2 videos. Just go to our channel, check them out. We got you guys covered. We definitely got you guys covered on Twitter, game by game as well. Links pinned in the comments for that. Anything else you're looking for, some useful links down there. Comment with your rankings if you want to do top 3, top 5, top 10, top 50, whatever you're feeling. I'm good with it. Let's talk about it in the comments. I'm always talking to you guys on Twitter as well. It's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.